What did you just do? Oh, you just faded me in?
Yes. Yes. We're getting professional on this motherfucker right now.
Welcome to the Daily Torch. I'm Lane. They're Kevin and Casey. We're going to do some stuff. I don't even know what the topics are tonight.
What stuff are we going to do?
I don't know. We're going to taste some whiskeys. We're going to smoke some cigars.
No, hang on. I can't just subscribe to you being like, I don't know what we're going to do. All right. You have to have some comments on that. If I'm going to like this. There you go. You see what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
How long did you work on that?
All day. I've legitimately been in here all day just thinking about how I'm going to work those in.
All right.
Before to appease His Royal Highness.
I mean, we got 3 more chances.
Whiskeys before they get too annoyed. Eagle Rare 10-year.
Wait. Too annoyed. We are funny as fuck.
Eagle Rare 10-year. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. Redwood Empire Lost Monarch. So we're going to do a young, a 10-year, and a finished. And if we can't figure out which is which, we're as terrible at this as you think we are.
Okay. So which one's the one from Finland?
Listen, I got one last time.
You knock it off over there. I'm gonna start like those little Snickers. I'm just gonna keep you here and just wing them.
It's my running joke every time you say finished.
You're going to hit something you're not supposed to. Watch.
It's not that bad. My allocution is not that
Wait,
bad.
but do the Finns make a whiskey?
I'm sure they do.
You think it's good?
I have no idea. I've never had it.
Well,
They make a vodka.
I know that
Potatoes.
in Finland, they are very, like you would love Finland, by the way.
Wait, Aquavit is Norway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what they make in Finland besides vodka.
Okay. Well, in Finland though,
Mead.
they have all those. Well, and Sweden too. They have all the saunas.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
You would love it there because their favorite snack is black licorice.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Like everything, like black licorice, everything.
Yeah.
So I
do you
imagine the whiskey is a black licorice whiskey.
No, probably not.
Yes, I
I'm
guarantee.
like,
No, because they don't need to, because they have all the random aperitifs and digestifs that are anise-based.
Oh, okay.
so you like Jaeger?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I do not like Fernet. I think it's terrible.
Fair enough.
The Fernet kick was garbage.
Fernet.
Fernet Branca?
Oh,
Or what they referred to in the last Batman as Fernie?
Fernie.
Fernie.
Yeah.
Gonna get some of that,
That
Fernie.
stuff is terrible.
It's not good.
Hot garbage.
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
All right. What are you guys smoking? Tell me things.
Casey.
Nope, it's on me. I'm smoking an Ashton VSG because I didn't know what to smoke, and this is my go-to when that happens.
There you go. Kevin.
I am smoking a Rocky Patel A10.
Oh, Rocky Patel for the win today.
That's right.
Because I have the Rocky Patel 60th anniversary. Ooh. Big boy. This is a big.
Have you lit that yet?
Big cigar.
I am really curious about that cigar.
This is a big cigar.
Are we gonna bring in those Monties?
When
35s?
when they're back in stock, those
Okay.
Nicaraguans,
Yeah.
they're on my list to bring in. Because those will be delicious.
Those are fantastic.
But did they come in a different size, or was the 6x60 the only one they had?
Oh, in that?
Yes.
That's all they had. I don't know if that's the only size they carry, but that's all Fumari had.
No, you got
well,
this, Casey.
I appreciate it because it'll at least last me the whole show. So I will not need a second one. We're gonna light this bad boy up right here. See what happens.
See
I
what
mean, I
happens.
keep my second one next to
See
me.
what happens.
The A10. I'm surprised you're smoking the barber pole.
What happens?
I actually felt like smoking it today. I haven't had it in a while, so I wanted to see. I still liked
Listen,
it.
you cooking meth over there? What are you doing?
Just call me Heisenberg.
Oh, we're gonna watch Casey light a cigar.
Back down in the trailer park.
You
Here
want
we go.
here, you want someone else
No,
start?
no, what we
All right,
really
all right,
need-
There you go. There you go.
Is to make sure that when you're tasting the whiskeys, it's on you.
I will give you the full facial.
Yeah.
buddy. I got you.
I mean, that's probably
I
one of the
got you.
best parts of the show.
Got you.
Everybody wants to see it.
I'm not ready for whiskeys yet. We're gonna do some other stuff. What are we talking about? So I went back to running nightclubs. That's
How's
fun.
that going so far?
Not bad. They're
Did you have an
nightclubs.
opening yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I tell you what, people aren't partying the way they were before COVID.
Like,
No,
like
a little
party
more.
party.
Yeah, they're done early. And so we brought in some like better talent for the DJ. Like we brought in an artist to make an appearance, right? Paid a pretty sum of money for him. And it used to be like even for appearances, people like they'd do their thing and they'd hang out and drink and then they'd get on stage for 4 or 5 songs and dance around or whatever. And then they'd go back to their DJ booth and party for a little while. And then,
Yeah.
but people hung out for like a couple hours afterwards. As soon as the artist was off stage, gone. Like it just
Really?
emptied.
Ghost
Yeah.
town.
It was like the end of a ball game.
Wow.
And that was at like 2:00. I'm like, it's 2:00. This is a nightclub. What are we doing? It's just a different.
That's sad.
It's like everyone's on California time, and that's disappointing.
That's yeah.
Listen, we're all getting older.
They're
Just
not.
setting in.
I mean, everybody's getting older,
Well,
but the
no,
21-year-olds,
no, yeah, they stay the same.
yeah,
Right.
they stay the same.
They stay the
age.
same age. So there's no excuse except for, all right, which this is kind of weird, right? Because you think certain things get carried over generationally. Apparently, partying is not,
No,
right? Because I feel like my mom used to party till like 3:00 in the morning.
Listen, my mom never
4
came
o'clock in the
home
morning.
until after 7 in the
Yeah,
morning.
and when I was in the heyday, like we were chasing the sun.
yeah, that was. Listen, if you worked in the clubs in Tahoe, if you worked like a nightclub shift, you took sunglasses to work with you because you probably weren't leaving until the sun was up.
Yeah.
And by the time you went to whatever bar was open when you got off work and had a shot and a beer, little food, the sun was definitely up.
Yeah. And you were like, oh, I guess the world has started.
And I mean, not only did we get like, I got off work, drove to Tahoe, an hour, and the sun still wasn't up. I'm like, oh, it's great.
That's
This is like a regular bar shift.
That's disappointing.
It is kind of disappointing. Also, I'm sure it costs money, but whatever.
Well, is that just because it's the off season now, though? Like, do you think the summer will be
no, they said that's pretty standard.
really?
Yeah.
That's
We're doing a pool party, like a night pool party on Fridays.
Uh-huh.
I'm told that can go a little bit later. We'll find out.
interesting.
I'll be surprised though if it ever goes until the sun's starting. Like when you start to see the glow on the wrong side of the mountains and you go, oh,
See, I would be worried about that just because, like, drinking and a pool party don't really always go together.
it's not a pool, it's a night swim. It's a
Night
shallow
swim,
pool.
my bad.
Oh my God, the Hard Rock. Do you remember were you around when the Hard Rock pool opened?
Yeah.
All 15 feet of it at the deep end, and they're trying to throw day parties out there. We did, I swear, when we were out there, and we sent someone to the bottom in bright red trunks. It was one of the lifeguards. We're like, go to the bottom, and it was a windy day, so it's choppy up top, lifeguard on the bottom in bright red trunks. Couldn't see him. You'd have no idea someone was down there. That's terrifying.
That
at a
is.
day party,
I
and they
would-
still did it.
I mean, I would want to put a camera down there at that point.
Oh,
Like
I know.
submersive.
You
so
don't
can
have
see.
to.
You should have had white shorts, though.
Turns out it didn't matter because that pool was leaking like a sieve, so they had to fill it in anyway.
But yeah, wasn't it their
It was
their
a-
fire
it was a-
Oh, it is
suppression?
also part of their fire
It is
suppression
the
system.
fire suppression
I
system.
don't think anymore though.
When they drained it to fill it in and fix it, the hotel had to be on manual fire watch for like a month and a half.
And that shit is boring as fuck.
Oh yeah,
I mean, for security,
yeah.
Definitely.
walking down each hallway, going down the stairs, walking down the next.
Listen, Tillman Fertitta, that building might have some problems. Be
Listen,
ready. Yeah.
it's a pig with
disappeared
makeup.
one night and mysteriously caught on fire. Nobody's putting it out. I'm not offering my services. I'm just saying,
You're
Listen.
just offering advice.
should it happen to catch on fire,
I wouldn't take marshmallows over there either.
maybe half the town would roast marshmallow. No, we wouldn't because we know what's in that fire.
Exactly.
It's very
What,
noxious.
what are the ghosts gonna do? Yeah, if that building ever burns on fire, like leave town.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
That's-
going to
that's-
inhabit the other buildings at
That's
that
true.
point.
That's true. The ghosts are fine. Elvis still lives in the.
No,
Special
Elvis doesn't.
playroom.
Elvis doesn't live there.
He's downstairs.
No, it's there's a girl in the bakery, like in the old bakery, all the way in the back. And I know that like my office was back there.
Oh,
Never did the ghost thing, but every morning when I would come into work, someone on Graveyard left like a little like plate of treats for the ghost out, like as a sacrifice, like every day.
To appease the ghost.
Apparently,
hey, that's
there's supposed to be someone that fell off the catwalk, living above the theater.
That would make sense. I don't know.
And then there was a lady that was murdered in one of the rooms on like the 15th floor. That's supposed to be one.
We have a couple in this one too.
You can talk about those. I don't know anything about those.
I'm not 100% sure anymore. There was one room that I walked in that was just a mess. Pretty sure that guy's still there because they say they hear.
the
yeah.
dude on the 7th floor.
Yeah.
For sure.
I will say, like, the one ghost thing that I had was while I was in the Army out there at Fort Irwin. It was where they did part of the walk for the Indians. What was that?
Oh.
Trail of Tears.
Is it? Is
It was pretty close to there.
okay.
But like in the desert, you would see like just a mist going by, nothing else around, but just that cloud of mist walking slowly.
I tell you what, and I worked at like this stuff that like has never bothered me really. That little bar I worked at in the middle of town,
Yeah.
Rojo's. When I was
Brojo's.
super young. The safe was in the basement, and like it was at the far. You walk down the stairs, and then you had to go across, and then down this narrow ass hallway that I barely fit in that we used to store like beer and stuff. At the very end of that, why it was down there, I don't know. The very end of that was the safe. I hated closing that bar. Hated it.
Just because it was creepy.
Like,
It was creepy.
were you
as
the only
fuck.
one in the building?
And it was worse than that. It was I was the only one in the building.
Oh, fuck that.
And it wasn't just that. It was also right next to the animal shelter, so you could hear like the animals whining
Oh,
like through the walls.
fuck that.
Nothing about that was comfortable.
Fuck that.
So at my new job, there's a building called Votech, and that's basically where our engineer is. He has all his tools down there. We have bikes up top. There's people that swear that that place is haunted. It's creepy for sure, but they say you'll hear a bell ring on one of the bikes, like bring, bring.
Oh my god. I mean, at this point, people are just running in there and like hiding and doing it.
Exactly. That's what I think. I would do it
Well,
to people.
now, so
I'm that guy though.
when I used to work in hospitality at a specific building, it was a Diamond Resorts. It's no longer Diamond Resorts. You can figure that one out. On the 6th floor, the model room. The story is the reason the model room is the model room is because that's where a little girl died in the bathtub, and that room is haunted.
Okay.
So they made it the model room. But they clean the model room every night at about 7:30, like the housekeepers.
Yeah.
And so every night at about like 7:15, 7:30, I would just randomly call the phone in the model room. And then, but usually, because I can do it from the phone system, so I would transfer the room phone, so it was calling itself.
Oh
And
the comedic stylings of Casey
and
Armstrong,
then
ladies and gentlemen.
sometimes we would send like the new front desk person like to the model room, like, yeah, go check out the model room by yourself, it's fine. Lo and behold, we have also sent another front desk person to hide in the closet of said model room. So when you go up there, blah, out of the closet.
That's something I would do.
we had some.
That's something you would do to your kids.
I do that to them all the time. You get the
something I
nails
did
on the
to
door,
grown people.
side of the wall where the youngest bedroom is to the living room. You just take your nails and drag them.
You guys are so fucking evil. Evil.
Listen, they
You know
have
what
to learn.
the best one though? Let me tell you right now. And those little noisemaker things. You know,
Yeah, sure.
it turns out when you work in an office environment full of people who are trying to be serious when they're making sales, and all they can hear every now and then is a random cat meow. I have never seen a more tense room of angry people in my life than when the sales center was like, okay, where the hell are these damn things? And I had to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they were like, clearly you're the prank guy.
Yeah. Obviously, you're the person who put them there.
You know where they are. And I had to be
it's
like, well, I am the prank guy, sure. However, where I put them was not in the sales center. I had put them in other people's offices who I knew because that shit was hilarious. They moved them to the sales center, so you need to go find out who those people were.
You're like, listen,
And I have no idea where they are.
I put them in the gift shop
Oh,
to annoy Greg.
yeah. There was definitely 3 in the gift shop at one point. One was a phone ringing. The other one was just a random chirp, and then the other one was a cat noise.
Oh my god.
And I swear to God, Greg was going to lose his shit one day.
Speaking of gift shop Greg,
Oh, gift shop Greg.
I'm pretty sure you locked up
I'm pretty sure I am the champion
of hockey
of
playoff
the
fantasy.
hockey playoff bracket yet again.
Yeah, when was the last time you won?
I won the year before last.
Okay.
So I beat Greg before, and then he beat me this time.
Were there
But I have now returned to being the champion.
many demeaning memes?
Not yet.
Has somewhere in there had to be one of someone kicking a trash can.
I do have the coach kicking the trash can, and it just is fucking embarrassing on the bottom as a meme in my phone saved. I can just send it to anybody. Like when Winnipeg lost, I sent it to Sean, and I was like, here's the Winnipeg Jets coach. And it's the full sprint one, too, so he's just full sprint. Fucking embarrassing. You gotta watch that episode of Letterkenny.
The newest one?
The new one with the Australians. Shit's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I gotta see that. Oh, my God. I did in F1, I pulled back.
Oh, yes.
I am leading by 8 points.
Yeah, because
without using any
it was
coins.
a debacle.
Yeah, because he didn't take his double points off of Checo.
Well, that was, Checo, he screwed the pooch on that one.
He did. Any other race, that's not a problem. But at Monaco, that's a problem. Like, that's a...
I don't think we've seen Checo from 20th yet.
Yeah, well, I think he made up 3 spots.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do at Monaco? It's Monaco.
I would have just Kimi Räikköned it, crashed on the first lap.
And Lance Stroll DNF'd, right? He cost me a bunch of points, but the other guy had him too, so it didn't matter. You okay over there?
I'm dying.
Died? Which one was that? And why wasn't the camera on you?
I didn't try it yet. I'm just dying from air.
Oh.
B and C are pretty.
The slow oxygen death of the world. Is
What do you guys
killing me.
think? You guys getting... Okay.
Like it hits the nose.
I'll give you... So on the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel,
Yes.
toasted whiskeys often smell like toasted marshmallow.
Okay.
So if you pick up toasted marshmallow, probably the Elijah Craig.
That was easy.
Yeah, found that one.
I was like, oh, as soon as he said it.
Does
Marshmallow.
someone actually have what these are? Do we have a sheet or something?
So they are in the back here.
Okay.
The bottle names are turned around, but they are on
The letters
the
that
letters
they reported?
that they accord to. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Courtesy of our favorite cocktail,
Perfect. Mostafa?
Mustafa.
So speaking of creepy, going back to Ghost, you said you did. When I sent that out, did you guys watch?
Yeah, I told
the
you I watched it.
Joe Rogan, Oliver Stone debacle.
I didn't watch.
Oh my God, it's so creepy. It's so creepy.
So how, is it just his demeanor that's creepy?
Yeah, he does. Okay, you ever watch Colin Cowherd? No, or listen to him?
No.
So when Colin Cowherd asks questions, he gets super high pitched and whiny, right? But then when he wants to get serious, when he's trying to prove his point, he drops it down and gets real soft. He's like, "Listen, except this was Oliver Stone, like the entire episode. Just, nuclear power is the answer. I don't know why. It doesn't kill people. No one gets cancer. It's not."
You know what you sound like when you do
After 3 to 5 years, it starts to drop.
Oh yeah.
No,
it's
no,
just the
no,
whole time. What do I sound like when I do that?
that. No. It's Lane has it. It sounds like you're doing Matt Damon's Jack Nicholson. But here's the thing. If you leave the camera rolling.
That story is hilarious.
I love that story. I will tell it like it's my own.
And even better, like the scene that it's about is fantastic.
Well, and you go, dude, that scene would be totally useless if it was just how it was written.
if it was how, it would be junk.
And you're like, okay, I understand now what it means to be an actor with some clout.
Yeah, and I like that they give him that freedom as well.
Well, some
he's earned it.
Some do. There are stories, where there are some guys who are like, there's an and in there. And you're like, really, dude? And he goes, yeah, you missed an and. And you're like, fuck off.
But what director do you think says that to Jack Nicholson?
No one says it to Jack Nicholson. You're already paying the guy for money. But,
like, what director do you think told John Wayne how to act?
Or Clint Eastwood.
I don't know. Knowing John Wayne's real name,
That does hurt a little bit.
it just, and they didn't like it because it was too Italian.
What was his real name?
I'm gonna butcher it. It's Marion Maroney or Marone.
Maroney, I think.
Maroney.
It's Maroney. Yeah, it's Marion Maroney.
Really, the last name doesn't matter. It's that his first name is Marion.
Marion.
Yeah.
Which that was my grandfather's name, so.
Well, see, I don't know why you would change it. But I guess because it sounds too Italian.
Because he changed it to John Wayne.
John Wayne.
Yeah. The problem is he looks like a John Wayne. Like,
I get it. Well, yeah, he looks like John Wayne.
Like,
He's
if you
John
took
Wayne.
3 random people and 3 random names, and he was in the lineup, and one of the names was John Wayne, they would match it to him.
That guy,
not knowing
right there.
anything about him, they'd be like, it's him. It's the tall, bow-legged dude.
So we have to find someone who doesn't know what John Wayne looks like.
Dude, we're not that far past the point where people wouldn't.
I mean, I think we're already there.
All right, that's actually.
I
You know
mean,
how long he's
kids
been?
these days don't
he's-
know old
That's
Disney
fair.
movies.
That's fair.
He's been dead as long as I've been alive.
Really?
Yeah. He actually died the day before I was born. Have a good trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
In Sherman Oaks, I think.
I didn't know he passed away then. I thought he
in
passed
Sherman
away
Oaks.
later.
Nope. I know exactly when he passed away. He was my grandfather's favorite actor. This is how I know these things. The not the grandfather named Marion, the other one.
Well, my grandfather's favorite actor is also John Wayne.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of grandfathers that, like
Well, yeah,
of people our age.
it's John Wayne.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who else is in the conversation in that era?
Hardly anyone.
I see that.
Clint Eastwood could probably be in the conversation, but before that, the problem is there's a huge gap, right? So you have to go earlier. There's a bunch of big name actors, and just after there's a bunch of big name actors. But in the middle,
It was just him.
what do you
mainly.
have?
I feel like we're kind of coming up on that.
What
Hollywood.
was it? Sorry, the drill sergeant. What was his name?
Arlie Ermey.
Arlie
Emery?
Ermey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is only really known for one role.
Being
That's right.
Being a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Literally doing on camera what he did for a living for God knows how long. And just being really good at it.
I believe he did it for 10 years.
He was a DI for 10 years?
Yes.
Okay.
It's either 5 or 10.
I think it's 5 because
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody going past that.
Well, the
He could
drill
be.
sergeant I watched on the GQ video that broke down drill sergeant ones said that he had been a drill sergeant for 10 years.
No.
So maybe.
What did he say about Ermey's performance?
So, given the time period that it's in, things that happen, it got an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Why did he deduct points?
Just because I think there's a couple of touching scenes, and you're not supposed to touch as a drill instructor.
Yeah,
yeah, but
in,
that
in
was
that
so-
era they did.
That's
yeah.
I was kind of like, well, I get the transition from, what would have been like World War II drill instructors to Vietnam, but I feel like Vietnam they were still touching. Yeah, well, that's why the Jarhead gets knocked down to like 4 out of 5 or 4 out of 10 because it's just like the dude punches him at one point. He's like, no, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's like that's not what we're there for. But the drill instructor they had was actually the guy who changed the drill instructor way.
Really?
Yeah, I guess he like wrote the book on drill instructing about something about like not breaking them down but building them up.
Yeah.
So you don't go in like you go in the first couple days are still hard, but nowadays it's a lot it's a lot less of that like you're a piece of shit, you're a maggot, you'll never make it past maggot kind of deal. It's how can we make you better? How can we build you from what you are to being what we need you to be?
It's just a different style of indoctrination.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you still have to go through indoctrination.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this guy that works with me now. He was a Green Beret, but before that, he was a drill sergeant. And from what he says, a lot of things have changed. You can't do the shark attack. That's no longer feasible anymore.
Yeah.
When they say they need a break, you gotta give them a break. You have to let them have at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep now. So Hell Week.
This
doesn't
is
really
just
count.
regular. Like, this is just
This is regular drill sergeant now.
initial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this
It's
is
changed a lot.
basic.
Well, because they were talking, I was watching one of the SEAL guys talk about it on a podcast, and he's like, "There's a week where we don't let them sleep but maybe 6 hours."
Hell week.
Yeah.
That's how it used to be. Well, for the SEALs and for like special forces, more likely, but basic just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Bas-
imagine like
basic
when-
training has gotten easier.
if you're talking about like SEALs or
get your phone
berets
through
or
it the whole time now.
Rangers, like they're gonna be brutal.
They're filming TikToks.
They get to have their phone.
Yeah, they film TikToks in basic now.
I do appreciate that TikTok video that guy does when he goes through all the equipment. And he's like, this is a fire truck. And you're like, it is? And it's like, yeah. It's like, oh, that's a cool ass fire truck. It's like an Army issue one. It's got like cannons and shit. I'm like, this guy's, first of all, he is filming shit that he probably shouldn't be filming.
Yeah. Are we allowed to see this?
Because I'm like, one of them was like a tank. And I was like, bro, you are showing us too much of this tank.
Well, surprisingly, now they have like cameras in there that they actually put online too, which is they
Oh,
use them in the
we watch
tower
them, yeah.
to watch the guys to make sure they have their mask on, they're calling out everything they're supposed to.
Yeah.
but now they're going online with it. I'm glad you had me on camera for that because C, whew,
Oh, see, good.
C got me.
All right. Here we go. I'll try C. Watch me man through
have
this right here. Here we go.
Man through it. You won't do it.
All right. See, this is the toasted marshmallow.
See?
C is definitely toasted marshmallow
All right.
for sure. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you what I think they are right now if you want. I've already written it down.
This guy spent the whole 5 minutes talking about whiskey. Now he's like, I'm ready to go. I'm a professional.
My only question is, do I like A or C more at this point?
Oh, that's quite enjoyable.
You like that?
That's actually really good.
Okay.
There's no burn to that at all.
I have another bottle that I can bring into the shop if you want.
That's. Oh, I like that.
But that's not a freebie. You don't get the. It's not the I made a mistake. Let's just get rid of it in here.
How much does the bottle cost?
It's not that bad. It was like $60.
That's not too bad.
That's in my price range. Wow.
If I bought it in Nevada, it would have been 44. Found out they had it
Yes.
for 44 at Total Wine.
That is delicious. And what was the other one, Kevin? Or did you just try C?
I've tried all three of them now.
Oh, okay.
What do you think, Evan? What do you got? Give me some notes.
Notes.
He's like, I have no notes.
Oh, we should have brought out the descriptive things.
He's doing it live.
That is true. I am doing it live. Well, I got the marshmallow C, but it hit me a little different. But when I went back to it again, it was smoother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If it is the Elijah Craig, it's 94 proof, I think. It's
Okay.
not
Oh,
super
see,
powerful.
that's yeah. Which one's the most powerful?
I think the Eagle Rare might be 100 proof.
100.
And
100 horsepower.
The Lost, I don't know what the Lost Monarch is. It's probably 90 to 100 somewhere. Ish.
90 to 100 horsepower.
So, Oliver Stone spent like 3 hours basically talking up nuclear power.
Yes.
This is my problem. Is that he's like, I made a documentary. You, sir, did not make a documentary. You made a propaganda film. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. And I'm also not arguing that nuclear power shouldn't be part of our energy solution in the future. Especially if we make advances in safety, which apparently we have.
Yes.
But don't call it a documentary. It's got to be called something else. Because it's clearly one-sided. He's trying to prove his own point. Like, he did it. He's like, I discovered. Did you discover, or were you already against everything else? Like, you had decided that fossil fuels sucked and that green energy was economically problematic. So the answer is...
Nuclear.
Yeah. Which is fine. Listen, if it is. Fine. Like, but... Don't tell me you explored honestly both sides of the argument when you clearly set out to prove your own point.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, what are the alternatives, right?
Well, no, this is the thing. I don't care about, like, listen, just give me the whole discussion. I don't even care if you did talk about why other energy is bad. Just tell me, like, give me the negatives, because every time Rogan came up with a thing, Oliver Stone either didn't know, so he wouldn't talk about it. Anytime it was there, he was like, well, I can't speak to that. Or he had a quick solution. It's like, it was definitely like the presentation of a salesman. It wasn't the presentation of a documentarian.
Well, okay. Well, it's Oliver Stone.
No, I get that. But it's like, I made a documentary.
He made a movie.
Did you make a documentary?
He made a movie.
Yeah, he made a movie.
So I mean, I think in today's the way that people do things today, right? Just video wise, you really almost need two people to do it, right? You need like a pro video and an against video.
That's a genius idea.
Right? Like, so if you say, hey,
Like, put the red team on camera.
yep, and let's go, and have the two of them work together, right?
Yeah.
Like, what experts are you talking to? Right? Like, what questions are you asking? Because we're going to ask the opposite. I want the same set of experts that you had in your video. We'll put them in ours.
Or not even that. Here's the other thing, right? Is what I've seen in a bunch of these videos is where they have experts
Oh,
giving the opposite, like the negative opinion, but they're always fucking kooks and they make terrible arguments. Like, let's find someone who's as competent as the people that we want talking about the side that we want to prevail on the other side, and let's see what happens. Like, let's make it an intellectually
Aliens.
honest discussion. Dude, aliens. Fucking killing me.
the aliens guy slays me every time.
Listen,
Aliens.
we know that guy.
We do know
We
that guy.
Pat needs to come on. None of us will be able to talk.
That is true.
We will never get in a word.
But I mean, I enjoy having. I would
But
enjoy
the
to listen to
conversation
Paul.
would be
It-
really good.
It'll be.
Be really good.
You mean the monologue?
Well, whatever it is.
The monologue would be amazing. It'd be probably the most watched episode we ever have. It would probably go viral because he's Pat.
Yeah, but
Our second might be Dave. He does want to. He did say he would come on.
Oh my God, Dave's stories are so good.
Exactly.
yeah.
Like, if you want to know about old time gaming in Tahoe, Dave's the guy.
for
He's
sure.
been around for all of it, especially when what was that casino next door? The small in the
Bills?
small building. Yeah, Bills.
Bills.
Yeah.
He has story about Bills like no other.
He's got stories about everything. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
stories about Sharkies.
Oh,
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
The origin story of Sharkies is great. How that guy was not killed, beyond me.
See, and
paid it back.
my other buddy, Don, he also worked up there in surveillance with me. He has a ton of stories as well, but he has a Willie Nelson story for when he played at Sharky's. No tuning, nothing. Just came in, started playing. Bullshitting the whole time.
I mean,
My mom saw, what is it? Huey Lewis in the News that way.
yeah.
Like, they were just randomly walked into a bar. This is before they were popular.
Yeah.
And she just watched Huey Lewis in the News play. And she was like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, what? Are they going to be somebody? Like, she also met Rat before they made, like, in their garage when they were first coming up with Round and Round. And she was like, I don't get the song. What do you mean? Where are we going
Dude,
round?
the first gym I ever worked at, there was a guy. He worked out in the same Rat T-shirt every day. Could never figure out if he had more than one of them.
Because he was a gym rat?
Yeah, I don't know. But it was a Rat T-shirt.
I guarantee you he only had that one.
Gym rat, 2 T's, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really sad that they only have, like, 2 hits.
Why is that sad?
I don't know.
That's one more hit than a lot of people have
That's true, I guess.
that you hear on the radio.
That's true.
We've done this before. Greatest one-hit wonders. I feel like everyone's done that.
I think everyone
Yeah.
knows what they are. You know?
Yeah. I don't know what they are. I have no idea.
So what else? What's on the list? You wanted to talk about?
I wanted to talk about Oliver Stone being creepy as fuck.
Yes.
Apparently, he's just doing a Jack Nicholson impersonation.
No. When you do your Oliver Stone, you're doing Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about nuclear power.
You,
I mean, speaking of actors,
You
we
ever
can go
dance
into
with the
Disney.
devil in the pale moonlight?
what were you going to say,
I
Kevin?
said we were talking about actors. We could talk about Disney and their direction and their.
Oh
Their
yes.
choice of direction they're
What
going.
has brought about this Disney? Sorry. What has fueled the fire that is your pure hatred for Disney?
It's just continuing through the week. Like, they've
Yeah.
killed every legacy property they have. Like, when are they going to fire Kathleen Kennedy? It's, listen, forget the message, forget the direction, forget, like, as a business decision, she has made the wrong choice every single time.
yes.
Like, Star Wars, the sequels, right? Forget anything about the sequels, like, as a story. By the last one, they had half the viewership of the first one.
Yes.
As the,
I mean, the O.J. Simpson chase kind of ruined that.
I mean, Willow. Not that there was a whole lot to ruin there. And I mean, Willow was so bad it was good to begin with, and they made it worse. I didn't think that was possible. Like,
Well,
they made
that
it,
one-
they made it unwatchably
I
bad.
feel like the Willow one is, it's just 20 years too late.
How? No one remembers the first one anyway. You weren't even alive when it was made.
That's fair. I've seen it.
In fact, neither of you were.
Nope.
Like, yeah, right? I was too.
Kevin hit the sand trombone.
But it was not, it wasn't good. It was campy as shit. It was just entertaining, but there was no story. It was like, there was a loose storyline. At some point, they were turned into pigs. Like,
yeah, I mean,
A lot of them just don't carry
there were
weight
some,
anymore.
there were some troublemaking little pixies.
it did kind of come out during that era, though, right? Like, it was that era of let's use all of what's left in the back corner of Jim Henson's garage that we've never seen before.
Oh
and
yeah.
then distribute them amongst movies like The Dark Crystal and the Labyrinth,
Yeah. No, I get
which
that.
at least the Labyrinth had David Bowie.
Listen, the Dark Crystal has some weird following, and I can never get into that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
For the record, I hate that movie.
yeah.
Like,
with you.
But listen,
You know,
I don't hate Willow, and you had a huge range of
Yeah,
things that you
yeah.
could screw up and still make that movie passable, and they existed outside of that.
well, that's when you throw the character Bibles away and you just don't care.
And now Indiana Jones, which is probably going to be a disaster.
Yep.
Like, what does she do? How does she have a
Well,
job?
here's my problem with that. Is like, who wrote it?
I don't know. I don't care.
Because the first two guys who wrote the first three are still alive, still working, and still doing things they could do.
Yeah, but she's made a conscious choice to ignore the original creators
Yeah,
in every property at every step.
yeah, and that gets you fired. Well, you'd think that gets you fired.
I would assume.
Was she the one that did the Crystal Skull?
No.
Let's see,
No.
because that was
No,
pretty
her,
bad.
her rise to power is more recent than that.
Yeah, I mean, the Crystal Skull wasn't good either.
Well, yeah.
But if I made a decision that cut my business volume by half, I'd be fired right now. And most people would. And we just keep letting her destroy stuff. And she keeps piping in with these stupid fucking Q&As like, well, it's the fans and they don't appreciate the story and it's just a movie anyway. What do they care? Like, why should I be able to do whatever I want? Well, you're bad at it. You're just bad at it. Like, there are plenty of ways to tell a good story.
Well, yeah. If you want to be able to do what you want, you have to be good at it.
Well, listen, okay, I think her problem is this. Her problem, never thought I'd say this, is the same problem as Christian movies. And that they've decided that the message is more important than the medium. And here's the thing. I don't care what message you want to say. I don't care what your message is. I really don't. The movie's still got to be good. Like, you will not get past the fact that you made a shit movie because you're telling people important things. Won't happen.
Well, yeah, and your message isn't going to get across.
No one's going to care.
Well, and you need like, because you have certain fans that are like, oh, you went against canon. How dare you?
Listen, I don't care about canon.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that don't, right? But it's like, at least try to pay homage to some of those people, right?
Yeah, like give them a little bit of fan service.
Yeah, I'm all about fan service, but I also think if you're going to be about canon, then you need to accept that times are changing, stories change.
Well, listen, you can't just retell the same stories because that's what the first movie of the
Yes.
sequel trilogy of Star Wars was. It was A Newer Hope,
It was Star Trek: A New Hope.
and that wasn't good either.
No.
Like, you watch it and you're like, I've seen this.
15 minutes in, you're like, haven't we been here before?
Yeah, like this seems strangely familiar.
Deserty planet is not Tatooine, but yet we follow the same person scrounging around, complaining they have no friends.
Yeah, and then a super weapon that can destroy planets.
And then all of a sudden, oh god, there's a super weapon that no one saw getting built
Yeah.
at all.
No,
anywhere in the
it's,
galaxy.
it's. Oh yeah.
That was James calling me.
Oh, how is
Yes.
James?
I don't know. I hung up on him.
Oh, you should answer the phone and let him immediately know that he's on a podcast.
You know what? You're right. I
You should put him on
I should.
speaker.
I should.
Call him back.
Call him back. I only got 4% battery life though.
Because where the hell is he?
He's in Houston.
Oh, is he back in
He's
Houston?
visiting Ma.
Oh, I can hear it ringing.
Hey, what's up, Playboy?
Nothing much there, little brother. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Hey, you know what you're doing right now?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said, you know what you're doing right now?
What am I doing right now?
Put yourself on camera.
Your voice is now on the podcast, son, because I got you.
Oh, I'm sorry, my
I
bad.
got
What's
you.
up, everybody?
I got you, Playboy. Yeah, look, I can't get you to show up in person. I'm gonna get you on the phone.
That's what's going on. What's happening, fellas?
I wish he could hear me.
Yeah, they can all hear you because I got you on speaker.
Oh, gotcha. I can call you back if you want me to.
I mean, you're probably gonna have to, bro.
Okay, well, do your thing. We'll talk later.
All right, brother.
All right, later.
Fucking James. He hasn't come up in like a month and a half.
It's been a while.
Yeah, from the last time we saw him, I think he went right back to Texas,
Oh, did he?
like a week later.
Okay.
I think so. He's been there like for a while.
Is
So
he helping his mom?
I thought his mom was in Dallas.
Where is he in Texas? Houston?
He's in Houston.
Okay.
So he's probably doing something fun.
That's a work thing, I think.
Yeah, it's probably work.
Yeah.
That man works too much.
No, he doesn't.
No, I
Knock
know.
it off.
Less than I do.
And I would kill to have the at-home job that he has for, like, for reals.
Yeah.
I don't know how you people find these jobs, but if someone is hiring for at-home IT work, please
Yes.
hit me up.
Maybe a little bit of training required.
Yeah, I will learn the shit out of that, and I'll be
Alright.
your best employee.
So anyway, fire Kathleen Kennedy
Yeah, but
as soon as possible.
well, yeah, but
I mean, not like it matters now. There's nothing else. There's nothing left to ruin.
well, okay. So do you? But this is the chance to build it back up,
Yeah.
right?
Better late than never.
I mean, I guess you'd have to. What? Anything that's not in production, cancel.
Yeah.
Right. So if it hasn't started, or if it's not another season or something, I'm sorry, it's got to go.
Like, let's just wash the
Yes.
slate clean.
Get the Kathleen Kennedy stank out the building.
The problem is you probably can't just fire her. You have to fire an army of people.
Well, I don't think so.
Her whole
Like
team.
her and all of her
I
sycophants.
think it's her, and you turn around, and you look at Jon Favreau and David Filioni,
Yeah, but
and you put the two of them in charge, and they have the final say.
you don't think that actually putting them in charge, like giving that extra responsibility, takes away from what they're doing creatively?
Well, if they're at the top of the list, doesn't that add
I don't know.
to their power?
I don't know. I'm not opposed to having like a strong executive over people like that.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I got it. You're gonna love this. You know who I put in charge of Star Wars?
Troy Aikman.
No. Mark. Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, you can do that.
Mark Hamill is now in charge of all of Star Wars.
I mean, he was
Like-
comfortably the most passionate of the original cast.
Yes, and
He still is.
He still is. I think doing the scenes he had to do for Rian Johnson broke him a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
and he would absolutely jump at the fact that he could fix it by being in charge of all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
in
not
a
opposed to
heartbeat.
that. I'm not opposed to that.
Like, because that's, I mean, realistically, right? If I had to choose someone to replace, like, Alex Kurtzman for, like, Star Trek, like, there are two people that I would pick,
Jonathan Frakes.
and LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the two. Like, they have done the most Star Trek work, right? They are the most passionate. Like, those two guys I would put in charge of Star Trek
Yeah.
tomorrow.
No, I think I would agree with that.
I think that's what you need in today's day and age. You need someone from the past who has an appreciation for it, but it's willing to go, how do we make it for today?
I will give you Mark Hamill, but I'm gonna need something in return.
Oh, we're trading now?
Yes, we're trading. Not really. You'll approve.
You come to me on this day of my daughter's wedding. You don't even got this is to call me the Godfather. All right, what are you trading? What do
You
you
don't
got?
come to me as a friend.
What do you got?
All right. I need
Yes.
one of the characters that's all CGI or like completely made up. Doesn't look human in any way.
Okay.
They've got to be a bad guy.
All right.
And I'm going to need Mark Hamill voicing that character as the Joker.
He's just gonna sound like Joker.
Yes.
So you just want the Joker in Star Wars?
Just real brief. I need like 6 words.
Okay.
What 6 words would that be?
I think we can make that happen
Yeah.
somehow.
I don't care what the 6 words are. I just
Want
just-
him in.
You just need 6 words.
like the greatest.
I mean, he was the bad guy in Blunt Man and Chronic. Does that count?
No. Greatest Marvel Lucasfilm accidental crossover ever.
Wow.
Sorry, DC, not Marvel.
At least you caught yourself.
I did. Then we could introduce DC into, technically,
Star Wars.
the Marvel Universe.
I mean,
Technically, they're the same thing, right? This is the way they're doing it now.
yeah.
If you're owned by the same people,
True. If you are,
Listen, if E.T. can be in Star Wars, or E.T.'s people,
What is the love for E.T.? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I couldn't get that movie. I was not on board with it.
I think we're on this like cinema kick for like 2 days now.
I know it was
It's
not one
hilarious.
of my favorites.
But it's like, let's
It
shit
started
on
because
that.
I am annoyed with Disney in ways.
And this actually was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was talking about TV shows are just fucking shit. Mm-hmm. Although, the finale of Ted Lasso
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
it was really good. I legitimately like that show gets you if you watch the show from the beginning, right?
Well, the 6 episodes that I've seen were all really good.
But like, let me tell you right now, if you go through the whole season,
Yeah.
right, the whole series, the ending really gets you in the feels.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, the last 3 episodes are this beautiful, like, the way the characters have grown. Like, the team is this whole family thing now. And it's this beautiful, like, moment that they all share every time. And you're just, like, so happy.
Okay.
Like, you're just smiling the whole time because you're like, wow, they have made this a very happy sort of deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that at some point.
You are.
I can only watch it in here.
I watched Foundation, too. That was the one that everyone shit on.
Oh, on Apple TV.
Yes.
This is why I don't know what it is.
So it's the it's Foundation, Isaac Asimov.
Oh yeah. No, but I don't know the show. Like,
So everyone was shitting on it. Like they were like, oh, it's a little confusing because they do some time jumps, right? So you kind of have to pay attention.
Will couldn't watch it.
Will could not watch it for sure. I had to explain the first 2 seasons of For All Mankind, dude, and that was tough
Yeah.
because that show is dense with time.
Yeah.
So, but Foundation, there are parts in there that I don't remember from the book
Okay.
per se, but I don't think it deserves the bad rap it got. Like I think it's decent. The next season's coming out, so it's pretty decent. I might break down and just get the damn Apple TV Plus.
I can't believe you said that to the public.
And I fucking hate you for it. So I blame you.
I mean, you're gonna have to admit to it when you do it.
I know. I blame you. Because like now that I finished Ted Lasso, I legitimately want to just watch it again.
All right.
Like
I mean, it's fine because I have to watch it. From damn near the beginning
you have to
anyway.
watch you have to watch it. I want to know.
I think I'm on episode 6
I think so.
of season 1.
Yes.
And we're on season. They just finished season 3.
They just finished season 3.
All right.
Season 3 is a bit tough though because it went from 35-minute episodes to each episode's an hour and 10.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
It's a little like it. I mean, they get lengthy because they're clearly trying to tell the story, but
Those are long episodes.
they are. But you know what? I didn't notice it too much. I really didn't.
All right, you guys want to rank these whiskeys? Who's the winner?
So far, you're right. A and C are
Kind of up
kind of
there.
close.
I have A as my top,
Really?
A. Okay.
and then C was my second, and B was my third.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Casey, which way you going? I'm swapping A and C, so I'm gonna go C A B.
I haven't tried B yet.
Oh, we've
Hold,
tainted your
please.
decision.
Hold, please. There's nothing really going on there.
Not when you smell it.
Yeah, that's.
The taste it'll get you.
Is this rubbing alcohol? What is this?
It's
I feel like C and
definitely
B
grain
have
forward.
similar
Grain
smells
forward, okay.
almost.
Oh,
There it is.
oh, that's awful. Oh,
there you go.
oh,
Awful. It's
oh.
awful.
What? Why would you drink that?
So I
Oh,
have
gasoline tastes better than that. Jesus. Oh.
I have B as the ER of 10.
You have B as Eagle Rare 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Casey, wait. So and you're putting.
Okay.
Give me your full list.
So B is Eagle Rare 10. C is the toasted,
Okay.
and then A is the
Lost Monarch
Last Monarch.
from Redwood Empire. Casey, give me your list.
All right. C A, B is how I'm going.
That's your ranking.
That's my ranking. I think C is the Elijah Toasted.
Yes.
I think A is the Eagle Rare 10. And I think B is that Redwood Empire.
I'm going with what you said. Same ranking, same guess.
Because
I ran out of A, so I can't really.
I don't remember Eagle Rare or Elijah Craig tasting as god awful as that.
Fair. I don't
Clearly,
think I had
Redwood
the Eagle
Empire
Rare.
is.
No.
No.
Eagle Rare.
Let me give you one more try. I don't have any A left.
I have A. Do you want some A?
No, I'm too deep in this cigar to do any real taste anyway.
All right.
I think A is Eagle Rare, B is Red Empire, C is the Toasted.
All right.
And C is my favorite.
Do you want me to sneak a peek and look at the answers?
Yeah, you might as well.
All right.
Yeah, at this point, the cigar, like, when I first tasted them, they were all distinct, and now they're sort of blending together.
Is that because you're coming up to where the cigar's starting to heat up and
Yeah, probably. Starting to get hot
A.
smoke.
yeah?
Elijah Craig toasted.
A is?
Yep.
Really? We fucked that up.
So that
E,
was A.
Lost Monarch. C, Eagle Rare.
Are you sure?
That's what Monet says.
All right.
So I didn't get any of those right.
You all right there? You gonna make it?
I hurt myself.
Okay.
So I had A as my top, so the toasted was the good one.
Yeah, and I picked Eagle Rare 10 out of the group. So did Casey.
Yeah.
So did that surprises me. Casey picked that.
I'm getting better at this every day.
You know, as long as we're doing this, smoking like our second cigar, we're just gonna keep looking like buffoons.
I mean, isn't that most podcasts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care that much.
After a certain point, they just start looking like bozos.
So what was the winner? Eagle Rare 10's the winner? Eagle Rare, Elijah Craig. Did you pick the Toasted?
Yeah,
You
I
did.
picked the toasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a toss up between the two.
Okay.
Like I said, but I mean, I chose the toasted over the Eagle Rare.
Okay.
How's your golf game going?
Felt good on the range the other day. I mean, I don't know, because I went, like, my last 4 rounds have been, I had 3 great rounds, and then 1 absolute garbage round. I went 72, 69, 73, 85.
That's still better than me.
Yeah, but that 85 is disappointing. Like, that's a tough round.
Fair.
When for 3 rounds, you are net 2 under par, and then you shoot a fucking 13 over.
But it kind of evens out then.
It's like
That's a little
fucking
even.
Greg Norman blowing up in a major.
How back to back were these?
There was a big gap because I screwed up my shoulder. So I had 3 rounds and I screwed up my shoulder, and then it was that drive to Napa for 3 hours and I played. So like I have a bunch of excuses, but the truth is I just played like trash.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's golf.
I mean,
you have to be honest with yourself when you play golf.
If we're being honest, that's what happened.
Yes.
Listen, I would have been
That's,
happy with an 85, but like I said, I'm horrible.
Racing drivers are the same way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I watched this other group guys,
Yeah.
and one of them is a racing driver, and every time he messes up something or he doesn't race well, he has like a driver excuse that he comes back with. He's like, "Oh, the tires weren't warm enough," or, you know, I didn't hit the apex the right way.
Were you
or-
watching Max Verstappen?
No, because he doesn't talk to anybody
He talks to the radio, and
other
it's
than-
always a complaint.
other than, "What the fuck are they doing? This is bullshit. I can't feel the back tires."
This is a
not
terrible
working.
setup.
This is not working, man.
I don't
is
know what.
this?
Do you guys know what you're doing?
Yeah. What? Why? Why did we do this?
How did he do? I had the racing line. He
Yeah.
pushed me out of the way.
He pushed me.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 and shave your face. Max Verstappen, if you ever hear this, shave that shit off your face. Just go clean shaven, bro.
You're
Yeah,
better
get that
off.
baby
Yeah,
face
yeah.
back.
100%
Because that
better off.
mustache makes you look like a 12-year-old Dutch girl. Okay, there, I said it.
I mean, I don't know what to say because he complains a lot, but he's clearly
No, he's not.
comfortably in the lead right now.
No, he's not.
No,
No,
Not
false.
anymore.
false.
False.
Who's gonna take it then?
Who?
Yeah,
Fernando Alonso.
you think so?
Yes.
So he's actually pretty close to Checo, or did he pass Checo with his last race?
Technically, Checo didn't score any points, like a schmuck.
Well, yeah,
So-
but it was like 105 to 98 or something, right?
Yeah, he's in the 10 something now, so he's close.
Okay.
And we're going to Spain, so I expect him to do very well.
Do you?
It's his home race.
Does that matter?
Yes.
Is there a sprint race in Spain?
No.
No.
The next sprint race.
Verstappen's home course.
Yes, the next race. It's not.
Oh, it's not.
Not Zandvoort.
Oh.
Zandvoort is actually technically his home race, but this is the Red Bull home race,
Okay.
which has the super sprint format again, which I'm very excited for.
So I'm going to use my triple coin,
Yes, you should definitely
and it's probably gonna go triple coin Verstappen, double coin Checo.
double Checo,
Yeah.
and then I am gonna pray that someone clips both of them into the ball.
You listen. I was rooting for you in NHL fantasy, and now you're like, I need them not to finish.
I'm not rooting against you as a person. I'm just rooting against the team.
It won't matter. I'm up on him, and I've got
I mean-
coins he hasn't used or he's used.
You're gonna,
At this point, I should just separate.
yeah. Just wait. Just wait till, especially too, because the sprint weekend, you're gonna get the points for the sprint points.
Well, this is why I think he made a mistake using that coin before the sprint race, like on a race that didn't have one, because you get extra points.
Yeah. No, I think you got this in the bag.
Like that was clearly a misstep on his part. Plus, I should just separate at this point. Like I should be back up by 100 or 120 points as soon as that happens. And at some point, he's going to go with his heart and pick Sainz over Checo. I don't know. Maybe he gets lucky, but Checo puts up so many points, even when he doesn't qualify well and ends up in the back, because he passes everybody.
He thrives in the bag.
Yeah, he passes so many people, it ends up being fine. Anyway, what else do you guys want to talk about? I think we've exhausted my topics, my annoyances
So
for the week.
you remember, it was last week. Right?
Yeah.
It was last
Yeah.
week.
Oh, you had a topic that you
Yes.
wanted, but it was going to be long.
I think it's long because it's kind of a couple things. So the House blocked, or they voted to block the student loan forgiveness plan.
Yeah, which doesn't matter.
Right, but here's my problem.
All right, let's hear it.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, why is it so hard for us to wipe away student loans?
I don't know. What?
Like in this country, right? School is expensive.
Oh, it's massively more expensive than it used to be too.
And I understand. We have like what, 10 or 15 of the top schools in the world, right? We have Harvard, MIT.
yeah, but you've got
Yale.
random northeast
yeah.
state school charging $35,000 a year.
Exactly. And I have a list too. A lot of countries don't charge a lot for tuition to go to college.
No, this is one of this is a pretty serious problem in this country. If we're
think
being
so.
honest.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first we're like, everyone needs to go to college. And then every college in the country took advantage of that desire and jacked up their prices.
Yeah.
And made their degrees worse. Like, a lot of these degrees aren't worth anything anymore. You're going to graduate with $40K in student debt, and you're going to get a job that's paying you $42.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
If you're lucky.
yeah.
That's not even enough to live comfortably on.
No.
No. Not comfortable. I mean, comfortable. Living comfortably in this country is what, 60?
Yeah, and the argument is
Five?
eventually you'll get there, right? Like you'll catch up to where we are. But like I was at this like we're telling the generations that are coming up like, well, you're going to be worse off,
Yeah.
but you'll mostly still be okay, so we're fine with that.
That's just, it kills me when the Republicans, the guys who have all the money, who
Well, it's not-
should be for big business.
It's not
I would
necessarily
want
the case.
educated big business people. I would want more educated workers.
No, and it's in our best interest. Like, listen, I'm not going to badmouth higher education. I think it's important. I don't think it's the only way to go through life, but I think it's valuable.
Yeah.
Like, learning more is better, right? Just
Right.
generally speaking.
But it shouldn't be $20,000 a year to learn more than basic algebra.
$20,000 a year is cheap college at this point.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, well, I'm looking at the cheapest public school numbers
Yeah.
in America is like 20 grand, which
No,
which is half of what people make in a year.
It's prohibitively expensive.
And then they're like, oh well, you can sign up for grants. And
But yeah, then we just increase the
scholarships.
amount you can take out in loans.
Yeah, or we can give you a bigger loan. And then the problem is, so like someone like me, right? I went high school, and then I jumped into community college, right? Because I followed the, if you go in now, it's cheap. And then I just got so tired of going to school,
Yeah.
and it just burnt me out. Like I was like, I want to go out in the real world and do real world things. Like I'm gonna go get a job, right? And now it's like I've had a few jobs, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should go back to school because I clearly need the degree to do anything if I really wanted to do something. Because it seems like every job you want that's not entry level is like, oh well, 2 years with an associate's degree or equal experience. It's like, oh, okay, you need a bachelor's degree. Oh, okay. Like you have the same problem, right? You have a bachelor's degree, and now you have a postgraduate degree,
Yeah.
and it's like they're not worth the paper they're printed on.
Yeah, I mean, I think
The education was.
both educations were valuable. I don't know that they were valuable for the reasons that the colleges thought so.
See?
I mean, I've made a fair amount out of them.
Yeah.
But as far as like going and doing like the path that I'm supposed to follow, and the post degree I have, I could go, go do that job and make decent money and be comfortable. I just don't care because I hate the job. I think it's a garbage job.
Yeah.
But that said, like, I'm definitely going to pay a price. Now I got lucky because opened some businesses and I have some skills and some other things that pay pretty well. At the same time, like I created a huge amount of debt for an education, and the only real feasible way to pay it off efficiently is to go do exactly what they tell you it's for.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like we shoehorn people into these paths way too early in life.
Well, and when I was in high school, right? Because when they were all talking about, oh well, you got to go to college, you got to do this. My first question was like, well, what's your degree in? Right? And like the vice principal, his degree was in business management,
Yeah.
and he's the vice principal of a high school. My college counselor, or my high school counselor, he had like a marketing degree,
Yeah.
and he's a counselor telling kids where to like. What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, you also have to learn the vocation.
Yeah, well, I get that, but it's like I understand what college is. It's proof that you can stay somewhere steadily and follow instructions.
Yeah, but I think that's a pretty low bar. Like college should be more than that.
I don't disagree because like if you look at like Norway, right, or Finland, right, you get out of high school, college is free,
Yeah.
right? You just go to college, like you just show up, like bing bong, I want to enroll, and they go, okay, what do you want to enroll in, and you pick whatever job you want, right? You get the 4 years done, they send you to the job that goes with that degree.
Yeah.
They go, oh, we work with these guys. Then you're starting in there, and you've already repaid your debt for that to society.
Here's the thing in this country, and I was talking about this with somebody. We've turned opportunity into a commodity. Am I done? Is my camera done?
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate.
odd.
How long have we been going?
1 hour and 13 minutes.
Oh, well, that's less unfortunate than I thought.
I
No,
think
but
that-
we've turned opportunity into a commodity. And the way this country is designed, we are now charging everything we can for that commodity.
Right.
Right? Except that we need those people to go get those educations because it becomes part of the system. Like it's inherent to our system's growth.
Right.
Like, I think at some point, like education, healthcare, there are some things that we need to figure out that should be available generally to everyone.
I don't disagree. Because I would love to go back to school, but you look at how much it costs. It's just like it's so much of a burden.
Yeah, and the idea that like the debt thing didn't matter. It was just really a I don't know what it was. Like it didn't serve any purpose other than to like look at what we're voting for because we think it's important.
Right.
Except it's never going to happen.
Right.
But then in the debt deal, they negotiated like the end of the student loan payment pause, and then the Supreme Court may or may not eliminate his student loan forgiveness anyway. So who knows? I mean, it's kooky.
I think that with what we spend on certain things in this country, there is space to make, like, I'm not saying, if you want to go to MIT, sure, you should probably have to pay for it. If you're in the top 50 schools in the world, yes, there should be a price associated with it. I'm not disagreeing with that. But if I want to go down to Podunk, wherever, like basic college, that's like 75th or 115th in the world. Really? You're gonna still charge me the same prices basically as if I was going to MIT?
Yeah.
Like, you don't even offer this, like, the same degree you don't even offer. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I think there's a better way to do it. I don't know what it is. I never looked at it seriously.
I don't know.
But there's got to be a better way to do it than what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're walking 22-year-olds out of college with a degree that's worth, if they're lucky, 45 grand a year, and 40 to 50 grand in debt. That debt's going to haunt them for 10, 15 years. They're not going to pay that off in any reasonable amount of time.
No.
Like, we're leveraging opportunity for the people that can afford it, and everyone else we're saying, well, it's part of bootstrapping, figure it out.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I think so. But I thought, when they were like, oh, we're going to vote to not do it, I'm like, at least somebody could have stepped up and been like, well, we have an idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think the more that we reserve these opportunities for the people that have already achieved, or for the people whose parents that have already achieved, the more we're hurting ourselves in the end. Like,
I agree.
We're creating a bigger wage gap. We're creating a bunch of people who are just destitute and hopeless. Like, it's really just hurting the country. This country was at its best when the people in the middle thought they could find success. It's not so much that we've eliminated the middle. We've just taken away all their hope. They just don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're not going to do anything with this anyway, so who gives a fuck?
Well, you get to the middle and you're just like, you're afraid to do anything else.
Yeah.
Because now you're afraid. Now the middle feels like a very teetery platform.
Yeah, it's almost a prison, right? Like, you're spending so much time preserving your spot that's
You're like,
barely
oh,
tenable
okay,
anyway.
I'm here. I don't want to mess it up now. I don't want to jump to the next one because I might fall back down. I don't want to go back down there.
Well, this is the other thing, right? Like, the stories where people risked it all and got lucky and made something of themselves are great. But those are far the exception.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that you should have to risk being destitute to succeed is fucking absurd. Like, who thinks that's reasonable?
No.
Well, listen, you might not be able to eat for a couple months. You might lose your house. But if you really want to make something yourself, that's the cost.
But
Yeah.
even then, half the time you don't make something out of yourself.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, the
that's,
idea that you're actually going to do, like, that thing, what's more likely going to happen is you're going to lose everything. Like, this isn't that country anymore.
Which is why I didn't go back to college. I tried. Things happened. And I couldn't afford to go to college because I had other priorities that needed to take place.
Yeah, and I don't feel like college and healthcare, right? These are things where, like, it should be available whenever you have the time to commit. It shouldn't be a question of the time plus the job that supports it plus everything else in your life is going well, so you don't have to worry about something falling apart and not having and missing a semester. It should just be, here it is. It's here when you want it.
Yeah. Like those certifications at work,
Yeah.
right? There's a whole library full of them. Complete them when you've got free time.
No, I agree.
And now you're certified for OSHA
I
because
think
you
that-
did it in 60 hours.
I think that's accurate.
I would love a college like that where you just log in and go, okay, at your own pace, and then it has instructional videos to teach you the fundamentals, right? Because there's certain things you can't get. And I get that, especially like when you start talking about like really focusing on what you should major in.
Yeah.
But to get the basic level, it should just be like a login. Here's the whole folder. Can you do Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Algebra 3? Sure. Here's the videos to teach you how to do all the math. Because you don't really need a teacher for that, right? Basic science. Here. There's a whole series of Bill Nye the Science Guy to teach you more about basic science than anything else. Take the test. Cool. You know basic science. Guess what? After you've completed all those tasks, we'll send you an associate's degree in the mail. Congratulations. Now, if you want to further it, let's talk about sending you to a real college, because you're going to need a teacher to teach you how to do mechanical engineering. You're going to need a teacher to teach you how to be a doctor. You can't be a doctor online unless you're in Mexico.
Do we really need a live professor for Shakespeare at this point?
No.
I don't even think we need to take
actually,
Shakespeare at this
wait.
point.
It depends on the teacher.
That's fair.
Because
But
that one's a little tricky, but I get what you're saying.
listen, like, and I joke about this in grad school. Many of my professors were terrible. They just weren't any good. Some of them were amazing.
Well, now, so here's the thing. If this program exists, we would clearly run a test on multiple teachers to see who teaches the subject the best.
Well, the problem is not all teachers, because there are teachers that I thought were absolute garbage that some of the students I was in school with loved.
Well, then we adjust it to the learning curve. Are you more of a visual learner? Do you require this kind of learning? You take the test so it knows what videos to give you.
Or just, I mean, if it doesn't cost anything, trial and error is just as good as anything. You don't need to do the pre-test. Try this guy's class. Oh, you didn't like that?
Didn't like that?
People who didn't like this guy's class like this girl's class.
Perfect.
Right? Like,
That's perfect.
if you don't have to worry about shelling out $5,500 for the first class.
Yeah. Oh, these credits cost me $500 a credit. Well, I'm gonna have to go to this class even though the teacher's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let's give people some options in education instead of walking them down this path that, we've decided for the average of the people that we're seeking, that we have best identified as our best students, is the best way to teach these people.
Right.
Let's just teach people and let them find their own path. But the only way to do that is to make it less economically prohibitive.
Exactly. It's got to be cheap, so people can do it, and then people wouldn't be afraid. Like, that's the thing, right? There's a number of people who I know would be extremely successful, but they're afraid to go because I can't learn that way. I don't learn this way. And what's it gonna do to me?
I've said this before. Very few people know their actual ceiling.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and this, I didn't do it through any sort of nobility. I did it out of necessity in Tahoe. But if you've had to manage in these casinos in Tahoe, at some point you've had to figure out how to take a busboy and turn him into a manager, or a hostess and turn her into a manager. You've had to take people that, on paper, have nowhere near the skills that you need for a position and teach them how to do the job.
And you teach them how to do the job.
And if you've done that enough times, you realize that people's ceilings aren't what you think they are,
And
they aren't
surprise
what they think they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. One of you guys is gonna have to do the outro for this because I don't have a camera.
I know. It's so weird. I thought we were plugged in too.
We are. I don't know. It's just not charging fast enough or something. We don't have the right base for it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we need a up stronger.
I don't know. That camera eventually is gonna get replaced.
Okay, fair enough. Should just get another GH4.
But an hour 13 is pretty good.
Yeah. No.
Well, didn't you turn on the autofocus again?
Yeah, but it's plugged in.
And it did technically last longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, it gave us pretty much a full episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have another battery I could go plug in, but at this point we're almost done. So.
Yeah, I mean we're at an hour and 22.
What's the summary? We can't taste whiskeys for shit whilst smoking cigars.
So smoking and tasting may not be the best thing, but we're gonna keep riding that horse.
But
because
Eagle
we can.
Eagle Rare 10 and Elijah Craig Toasted still
Still
live in
hold up.
places. Yeah, they still have good
Still
solid
hold up.
reputation.
Still good. And that other one's just garbage.
Yeah,
Here, I said it.
just didn't work out.
Here, I said it. Take it back to your distillery, whoever made it.
Yeah,
Redwood, whatever. Empire, my ass. Where's the Redwood Rebellion?
Yeah.
If I lived anywhere near them, I would be like making Redwood Rebellion whiskey
Oh my god.
just to shit on their day.
Just to annoy the crap out of
Yeah,
them.
I would find out where they buy theirs. Buy the same stuff, just age it differently.
Yeah.
Do something different that they're doing, and all of a sudden you're just like, "What's up, man?
Yeah.
You Rebellion or Empire? What's going on?" Whole city feud would happen just on whiskey. Be fantastic.
That's funny.
Kevin, you got anything? You have the camera still. Look at that.
I do still
Look,
have
it's
camera.
Kevin.
It's
It's
still
Kevin.
working.
Hey, what are you working on?
Absolutely nothing right
Perfect. There you go. I love it. And there's Lane. Insert picture.
Oh my god. Casey, take us out of this thing, would you?
Hang on, you wrote the outro out.
Did I? I think I changed the outro at some
Did
point.
you? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I got it.
Are you ready? Find your center. What's your motivation?
now. Staring at the camera.
Huh?
There you go.
Okay. I'm Casey. That Blake Spot's Lane. That's Kevin. We're the Daily Torch. at High Sierra Cigars. If you're ever in town, come see where we film these shenanigans. Come talk to us. Come have fun. Like, subscribe, comment, and I guess that's it.
We're done.
Oh, and I faded to black.